What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Friday, January 27th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. You got to follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That's where you'll get the updates to my sims, and that's where I want your questions. Find the link to this video and hit me up. Let me know who your favorite plays are, your least favorite plays. What do you want to know about today's slate? I'm happy to answer those questions, so come follow me at Josh Engleman. Finally, BetMGM is the sponsor. 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum is on the line, along with up to $1,000 in first bet insurance. Find a better deal elsewhere, folks. You can't do it. Take advantage of this one, link in the description. We round out the bottom of my top 10 with Scotty Barnes, Brooke Lopez, Kyle Anderson, D'Angelo Russell, and Darius Garland on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It is time to find out. First up at number 5, I've got Isaiah Joe. Now, I don't know if he's going to start today in place of Lou Dort, but assuming that he gets some increased minutes, point guard eligible, 4,500, projected for 22.5. The goal's 27.5, and he's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. I gave him 26 minutes. He's a 0.85 fantasy point per minute guy, 17% usage, 12.5 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, and a stock. Now, it is as bad of a pace spot as you can get. They lose 4 possessions below their average taking on Cleveland. But it's also a very competitive matchup. They are 1.5 point dogs. I think Isaiah Joe can put himself out there. He's an incredible shooter. So he's sort of self-fulfilling for today. If the shot is falling, they're going to leave him out there to keep shooting. If it's not falling, they have plenty of other options throughout the rest of the roster. But I like the idea of getting to Joe with no Dort. We're going back to the TJ McConnell experience, but he's not as cheap as he was. Number 4 here, that is McConnell. Point guard, shooting guard eligible, 7,400, but still projected for 37.5. The goal is 42. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. That's 33 minutes for McConnell. Can play upwards of 38 today. He's a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy, 18% usage, close to a double-double, 13 points, 9.5 assists, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 stocks. Pace neutral against Milwaukee. They are 8-point dogs. That's not optimal. They're playing at home too. I mean, they are likely to get smacked around by Milwaukee, but even still, McConnell's going to be out there for a lot. He's going to fill up the stat sheet, and even at 7,400, I still think he's like mildly underpriced. To Cleveland we go, and this time I'm going to Evan Mobley. Power forward center eligibility, so great flexibility, 7,300, projected for 39. The goal is just 41.5. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. Mobley's playing massive minutes. I gave him 35 here. He's a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy in a pace-up spot against OKC. I got him projected for a double-double right out of the gate. 21% usage, 17 points, 10.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 stocks. He is filling up the stats. He's getting better and better as the days go on. His minutes have become more secure. Not that they weren't secure before, but he's up in this 35, 36 minute a game range every single day. I don't want to avoid that, particularly on a 5-game slate, especially on a slate against Oklahoma City where they don't really have guys that match up with him. We stay with Cleveland here for number 2, CARIS LEVERT. Now, this is all assuming that Donovan Mitchell is not playing in this game and that we're going to get CARIS LEVERT in the starting lineup. He is shooting guard, small forward eligible, 5,400. Projected for 28. The goal is 32. I got him in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. I think he's playing 32 minutes or more with no Donovan Mitchell. You'll get to see a little bit more usage. He's probably out there for every minute that Darius Garland isn't playing. 0.85 to 0.9 fantasy points per minute, 15 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, and a stock. That same slight pace up matchup against OKC. I just love the idea of getting to Cleveland today with no Mitchell because these guys aren't priced for Mitchell to be out. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That's where you get the updates to my sims, and that's where you guys can hit me up with questions. Find the thread with this video and the DraftKings version, and whatever you want to know for today's slate, I'm your man. Finally, BetMGM, 2 months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, $1,000 in first bet insurance. Just take advantage now. It's going away, and soon it's just going to float off into the ether, and you got to deal with a worse deal. Who wants that? My number 1 contender for right now is Brandon Clarke. Power forward center eligible, 5,600, projected for 32.5. The goal is just 33. He's in the optimal lineup 38% of the time. My assumption is that Brandon Clarke is going to start for the Grizzlies. If it happens to be Xavier Tillman, he's going to look really good too. But I'm going to assume that because he started last time, he's going to start again here. You get the flexibility in position. 28 minutes. 1.1 fantasy points per minute. Pace up spot against Minnesota. Huge total in this game. Should be ultra competitive. It's a 3-point line. You're getting 14.5 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, and 2 stocks for Clarke. I just like starting centers with this sort of flexibility. And let's be clear here. Clarke can play more than 28 minutes. If this breaks well, he can get upwards of 32 minutes if he's the starting center. The price, the flexibility, the role for Clarke, it all looks good. As long as he's the starting center, he is my #1 contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Friday, January 27th. There's a DraftKings version of this video around here somewhere, so you guys should go check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win a little bit of money. We are back again Sunday morning for another edition of the Contenders.